Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I will be teaching you how to make pork marsala, a dish that sounds complicated but is one of the easiest dinners to make. So let's go ahead and get the ball rolling on this episode of Mom, That's Yucky. Alright guys, today we're going to start off this recipe with a basic marinade for your pork chops. You're going to start off with about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of boneless pork chops, a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and then 2 tablespoons of herbes de Provence and a tablespoon of coarse salt. You can get herbes de Provence also at any grocery store. It's inexpensive and it's delicious with any pork meal. You're also going to want to add about 2 teaspoons of fresh minced garlic. First, what you're going to want to start off with is getting a gallon resealable bag and placing your individual chops inside. Next, you're going to get a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. You're next going to add your mixture of herbes de Provence and salt to your olive oil and mix it on up. Now pour your marinade in, seal up your bag, and then make sure you try and get as most of the air out as possible. And then you're just going to toss everything in the marinade, making sure that everything gets all over every last chop. All right, guys, once you have your marinade and your pork chops in your bag, you're going to go ahead and place this in the refrigerator for a minimum of an hour, but preferably overnight. You really want those flavors to really get into those pork chops to really make this dish sing. All right, guys, welcome back. As you can see, I just took my pork chops out of my refrigerator and they've been sitting in that marinade overnight and they are beautifully married with all of those gorgeous flavors that we put in yesterday. But before we move on with our cooking, we need to talk about the rest of our ingredients. So let's go ahead and get that started. First, we're going to need 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 2 shallots, medium shallots, finely diced. And this is how big a medium shallot is. It's not too big. You'll find them right around where the onions are. They're a little bit more mild than onions, so you're not going to have a nice sharp flavor. It's going to be nice and mild and slightly sweet. Then you're going to go ahead and get 8 ounces of mushrooms. I get Baby Bellas. They're nice. They have a nice, beautiful flavor. You need to slice them kind of thinly. Then you're going to need a tablespoon of regular flour, a 1/2 cup of Marsala wine, a cup of chicken broth. I usually use Better Than Bouillon chicken base. It's a teaspoon to make a cup and it lasts a long time as well. And then 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, and then 1/4 cup of flat leaf Italian parsley. This is exactly what it looks like. Same thing, you can find it in the produce section. It's really inexpensive and it has, this is a beautiful bunch that I got at H-E-B. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dice up our parsley and the rest of my shallot, and we're gonna go ahead and get cooking. Okay, now that I'm about to dice up the shallot, just remember that you're gonna wanna take off all that brown skin that was originally on it. You're gonna remove that, and then you're gonna cut off each end. Before we start, you're going to want to go ahead and set your stove to medium-high heat. You're then going to want to press down on your chops individually, just with the palm of your hand, and just press them down a little bit, just to make everything even. See? You're then going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to your pan, and a single tablespoon of butter. Gonna wait for everything to melt down, and then we're ready to add our pork chops. You don't want them too firm because you don't want them to overcook. You just want them to get a nice golden color on them. And remember, sometimes your pork chops are not all the same size, so if you need to remove one right away, you do that. And I feel like I need to do that with this one since it's the smaller of all the three. After you have removed the pork chops, you're going to add 2 more tablespoons of butter. Boop. Go ahead and deglaze the pan a little bit. Scrape out any of those last bits that are left. And then once your butter is melted, you're going to go ahead and add in your shallots. You're going to cook for about a minute until they start to brown. And there they go. Then you're going to go ahead and add your garlic and cook for about a minute more. Next, we're going to add our mushrooms. And you're going to want to stir it all the way around to go ahead and coat them in all that butter, the shallots, the garlic, all that flavor. You're going to want to put them in one single layer and allow them to cook alone by themselves for just a couple of minutes, just so they can get nice and browned. With a little bit of liquid left, you're going to go ahead and sprinkle in your 1 tablespoon of flour. Just a nice little sprinkle over it. Boop, boop. And you're going to stir it up just to make a nice roux. You're going to allow that flour to toast a little bit, become a little fragrant, not flagrant. You're going to allow that to cook for just a couple of minutes, just to get that flour nice and toasted. You get to add your 1/2 cup of Marsala wine. You're going to allow that to cook down until it's almost completely evaporated, to a point where you have a nice, beautiful, thick sauce. Once it's nice and thick, you're going to go ahead and add your 1 cup of chicken stock. You're going to go ahead and allow that to cook for another 5 minutes. So at this point, turn it way, way down, still stirring occasionally your mushrooms, making sure that they're all beautifully cooked. All right, at this point, we are going to add our heavy cream. And don't forget, like I said, heat needs to be on low, okay? We don't want to rush this. We're going to go ahead and add our parsley. 1/4 cup of parsley. Now that we've distributed our heavy cream and our parsley, it's time to add back our pork chops. As you can see, another wonderful dish that we made together. And if you messed up, it's okay. Try again. It's okay to mess up. I've messed up plenty. As long as you cook for the ones you love, they're gonna love that you cooked it for them. So until next time, have fun, enjoy the kitchen, and I'll see you next time on Mom, That's Yucky. Bye guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit that little bell below. I'll be posting this recipe on my Instagram. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next time in the kitchen.